Hello and welcome. This is Xeon97 coming back with you for the first video of the day. So we're going to go over a little bit of my strategy when going through teams of trying to fight the Traitor. The Traitor overall isn't necessarily very hard to battle if you know how to combat him and also go at him with a healing. If you do not go at him with healing, it basically becomes an all-out assault to see if you can kill him fast enough. Now, Jacob does not have an S-Class Traitor, but this works just the same with an S-Class Traitor, and I will start in with one with an S-Class Traitor to show you in a little bit, but I don't believe I can beat his team. It's entirely RNG related because he runs an S-Class Mercer with an S-Class Princess. So, Jacob recently added Pete Anderson. He has the only Pete Anderson in our region. Pete Anderson, of course, is all ranged teammates get plus 30% HP in defense and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. This is going to be a very dangerous team. This is not a fun team to kill either because you have to decide what you want to hit. Kapoor is not very strong, but is a bullet sponge, does 1500 main damage, and gives 80% defense. Dylan's weapon is powered up to plus 30 crit, and his basic attack deals 5 extra. So, and then of course we have the Traitor, and then we also have Erin. Erin has focus, but she also has, of course, a huge bonus when attacking. And on top of that, she also has a rush. Her rush is 650% damage to up to 3 enemies, and they get in pair. That's usually why 9 times out of 10 we want to kill Erin first every single time. We're going to have to turn this around and basically see through fit on the strategy as we go through. So basically, we do not want to target Pete first. We're going to sit here and we're going to go for Dylan because Dylan can do the most damage by far. Dylan is also an extremely tanky character in this situation. He's rocking 5,184 defense with deadly criticals. Now, we did get lucky and we taunted Pete, so what we're going to do is we're just going to literally go after Dylan. Dylan is now almost dead. And we basically have to decide how exactly we want to finish him off. Our best bet here is going to be to use Krista's Waste Not and hope it hits Pete. Of course, it hit Kapoor and did not. Now, we have 2 courses of actions that we can do from here. We can target the Traitor directly, or we can target Erin. We have Erin's Rush, and we basically need to hope that it hits Pete. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Pete. Boom. It didn't hit the Traitor. And it barely did anything to Pete, because of course Pete has 6,500 defense. Pete is still taunted, though. So we're going to go and kill Erin. He's going to kill Kapoor. And now we have Pete, of course, as well as the Traitor. So we're going to wait for... Ooh, we can't wait for one more turn. At least I noticed that he infected Frost, so we have to do it this turn. We don't have a choice. We're going to hit him with this, deal a good amount of damage. And then we're sadly left in kind of the worst come, worst situation that we don't want to be in. Now we're going to hit with Princess. And then we're also going to hit with Krista, and then we're going to hit with Priya last and hope for the kill. And of course, we did not get the kill. So now it becomes a bit of a pain in the butt. But he is now dead. Kapoor can now rush. So what we need to do is poof. And then go after Dylan. Have Erin hit. Revive. We're gonna rush. Almost kill both of them. We don't want Kapoor to give the Traitor 80%. So we're gonna have to bite the bullet again to make sure that Kapoor is dead because he has the higher defense. Now, Traitor is gonna blow up really quick here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hope defense down affects him and focus. We're going to give ourselves focus, and we're basically going to powerhouse. Of course, Priya has crosshairs. Now, because we're focused, we shouldn't have been able to be taunted. But it ran off a turn early. That's great. And that would have been the win. But I'm also going through it and trying to explain it. We had really bad RNG to begin with there too. Let's try to go through it one more time. We're going to take out Dylan first. because Dylan has the most stupid weapon effect that I've seen in a bit. We're going to taunt with Princess, hope we get Pete, and we did. So now we're going to hit them all. Nice. Now Krista can waste not. And we're going to hope that this hits Pete. Of course, it did not again. We're going to aim for Krista. We did not get Krista. We got the traitor though. And now it's literally plain out. We just want to kill Pete. Pete is such a tanky toon and has so much defense. We're going to wait one turn. And that's fine. And we did that intentionally so that we can bring him back. And now we're just going to finish off Pete. And now all we have to do is normalize Kapoor, and this match is ours. Normalize, defense down, take away his special stats. We don't even need to focus, and then we just finish it off. At this point, we could just auto, but it would take longer, so we'll just sit here and go through and collect it one at a time. And now every single person can rush, and we have it. The reason why we actually lost last time is because of crosshairs. I did not notice that Priya had that just because of the location, but it is what it is. And every single match is going to have a little bit of RNG. Jacob has an extremely tanky team, and there's not really much in the way to go through that. But whenever you are up against one, this would work with an S-Class Trader 2, it would just be a little bit harder, and it would require a little bit more just straightforward hitting with it. But we could have also focused and drawn out another turn or two, but allowing Dylan to live with plus 30% crit and his massive attack every single time, it would basically be like a mini rampage from Priya. It would not be pretty. It would just basically be setting ourselves up for failure. It kind of goes the same way when you have two traders. Make sure this is correct. Dilly Dally runs two traders, has a level 30 and Kapoor. So we'll approach this one pretty much the same way. So we have our two traders, we have Aaron, but we also have a Payback Negan. So let's just knock out Payback Negan. I'll reflect on damage will make that really good. But this is pretty much going to be the same thing, except these are 6 stars, so they're not going to be able to affect 2 every single turn. So what we're going to do is basically going to try to build on Kapoor as much as we can. Kapoor's actually dead, and now we have to literally just divvy up our damage and kill him. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it first. Let's see just how far Priya can get, and of course Priya is able to kill him. If these are both S classes, this would be a lot harder, but they're not S classes, thank goodness. I kind of believe that when you're running a healer, just leaving the trader for last is the better way to go. Now, if you come into a issue where running a team like Johnny's, it does become a lot more difficult. You have the Mercer RNG lead, but you also have Shiva with, of course, Payback, 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, and then the 2000 bleed, and then on top you also have a Frost with a huge amount of AP when taking damage, so it allows him to continuously heal. You have an almost maxed S-Class Trader with plus 40% defense, and then you have Princess, who also has a huge bonus to AP when taking damage. I actually like using Johnny's Princess in the Nightmare Road. So if you were up against a team like this, it would basically be a Mercer lead, be your best bet to go with. I don't have Mercer lead yet, but it's going to come down heavily to RNG. Your best bet here is just to leave Frost alone. We could focus first turn, and then we need to make sure that we normalize and go around taunt. So we could attack him, or we could just go straight for Shiva. But of course, Shiva's going to taunt. And now we're taunt normalized, and we have infection, and they have bonus HP. Boom, boom. That's why we have to basically taunt with Princess and hope that the taunt is going to hit both Princess and Shiva if we make her rush. This is a incredibly difficult battle, and to be honest, with the way that it's set up, there's no way to win it currently, so we're not even going to stress it. But that's just how sometimes it goes. You have to go against super RNG heavy teams, and sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. But if you approach each one with a stable mindset and think your strategy through, it's really hard to do in war though. Sometimes with war, it's just literally you gotta hit, and just look at that first tune and then go in when you go. But if you just approach each one by one and think, and as you get to know your enemy's teams, it becomes a little bit easier, because a lot of people won't switch out their teams constantly. They will, but they won't. They still have most of the time the same tunes. But that was just a quick overview of what I went through. Like I said, I was hoping that Jacob had S-Class, so it would be a little bit harder, but it's pretty much the same concept, just with a lot more defense. Luckily, that one was max vet rings almost, so you got to see just how strong the trader really is. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be having more war come up to you, and I'll also be putting the VOD up for the rating in a little bit as well. Have a good night, everyone.